So, I've put off making this video for a long time because I felt like I wasn't ready or it was too scripted. So here I go without a script, without any written documentation, just speaking into the mic of my headphones. So let's start this stream of consciousness, shall we? Basically, the old script went something like this. I'd say something about how Claire de Lune makes me think of old memories instead of a lake, like how my piano teacher, who you'll probably see sitting beside me, wanted me to think about it, or a life cycle, which was what the people on YouTube wanted me to think about it, or their own interpretations. Whenever I play something like this, or something that I can not be nervous about, I mean, not in this video because it was a recital, but my mind tends to wander off to just old experiences, things that I like to replay that you'd probably like to replay too, but I won't go into the details of those. That's more personal, I feel. In the original script, I also went off about how this performance was kind of disappointing to me because I'd done this piece for a year and it still wasn't as magical as I hoped it'd be. But now I'm realizing this is better piano playing than I've done in months. So, fuck that. Yeah, because the truth is that for such a long time I haven't been grateful for the things that I used to consider to be the bare minimum, but really having these things and like keeping true to who you are and your values is so much more than the bare minimum, I feel like. And it's just I haven't been taking that into consideration as much as I should have at the time of the recording and at the time that I wanted to record. I just wanted to see, oh look how unfortunate I feel, and post that on the internet like some sort of idiot, but that's not true. There's so much out here and in my heart that I have to be thankful for. My friends, I love my friends with all of my heart. They would do so much for me as I would for them. That's not the bare minimum. That's amazing. They write me paragraphs about things that have happened and I share with them my experiences, and it's not the bare minimum. And me, I'm I'm brave and I'm strong and I get through things, and that's something that I've been taking for granted, and I feel like that's wrong in so many ways now. And this all I feel like happened because I live in an area, a society, if you will, where it's normal to just go above and beyond and expect great things to happen all the time, but in reality that's not life. That's just other people's idealized whatevers, and I was holding myself up to an unhealthy standard that I don't want to do that anymore, and I want to be, well, no, I will continue holding myself up to an unhealthy standard, just in a more healthy way, because all the shit that I was like forced to go through and stuff like that, whatever, it's not something that you bounce back from, I feel like, and I did because that was what was expected of me, you know? And my ancestral attitudes about, like, you know, getting through hardship and things like that, they've always been continue to work with your head down and never ever feel sorry for yourself. And I can honestly say I agree with the like never feeling sorry for yourself part. Everybody needs to process those emotions, I feel like, but never ever feel sorry for yourself. I feel like that's the mind killer. As soon as you start making exceptions for your bad behavior towards yourself, you're building habits that, you know, will destroy you and will destroy the person that you've worked so hard to build. Which is also why I'm like, I really, really admire parents, and good parents especially. It doesn't take much to be a parent, it takes a lot to be a good parent. because in those formative years when your child is like, their brain is developing, their neural pathways are like still plastic, they have that plasticity, it's your job to help be their guiding voice. It's your job to make sure that in like 5 to 10 years, whatever, they feel good about themselves. They will talk positively about themselves. It's your job to make sure of that, because you are their primary voice until then. You tell them what to do. They grow into their own people, obviously, but they've still got your voice in the back of their mind. And it takes a lot to be a good parent, and it takes a lot of science to understand what being a good parent means. I was talking about poverty and social determinants of health earlier, and apparently after facing adversity for such a long time, especially in children because their brains still have that plasticity, it's terrible to you can't bounce back from it. The structure of your brain is permanently changed. How you process things changes structurally in your brain. That is insane. But yeah, things I could go on and on and on about. Yeah, so we're coming up on the ending here, about 2 minutes away, and I really just wanted to talk about my future because I don't know what that holds. Actually, no, I do. I'm studying engineering and I want to be a doctor, which is insane. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I will find a way. I've said that before, but here I ended up. But I can't cry. I can't cry. I found that our emotions really do have the same inflections of the music. You'll hear me putting some accents on certain notes and emphasis on those because I think they're important, and they might be off the tonal center or whatever, but I think they're important and they're really poignant to emphasize and iterate. Italicize, that was the word. And it's because music is a form of self-expression that I care so much. It's because I want to pay respect to the people who wrote, performed, did everything that they could for this piece. And I have my own spin on it. I have my own experiences that I inject into the music. My friends have told me about this. I'm guilty. And I might not be thinking right now of anything in the video, but I sure will be when I sit at my piano next time.